Well, hello everyone. It's Tuesday. Jeff waved at me. He said, "Hi." We've got people coming in tonight. Anyone is welcome to pop in the studio with us, and if they want to put their pretty face on the camera, that's beautiful. I mean, you got to compete with this, of course. But hey, we'll be right back. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you on the other side of the stuff that we normally do. You know what it is.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charlie from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
So we started looking for a way to save money on fuel. And we were turned on to the ES Advantage program for fuel first. So we got a hold of Jeff Reese, and he ran us through that program. And man, we were starting to save. And then we started talking to them. Well, we saw their website, and we said, Jeff, what's this thing about insurance and accounting and
right.
You lease trucks? What?
Right, and that's the thing, is we only knew it as a fuel card. And when we started digging deeper, I mean, we ended up getting hooked up with an insurance provider, Seabright Agency, and they created an entire insurance program just for us and our people. And from that, we've learned that, now there's even more potential. There's a greater opportunity, and it's completely opened up our eyes and broadened our vision into what it is we're trying to do, which is help people do better. Wrapped with the ES community just makes that process so much easier.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
And there we are. Oh, I got people texting me.
Why?
Because
you're famous.
They're like that.
You're Swift
hey,
famous.
Jeff, look, you're home.
Still, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I need to get back to work.
Whatever.
Something about people wanting their money back, and I don't know.
I kind of played hooky Sunday night. I was supposed to go back out. I was very annoyed.
Yeah, you had a meltdown, dude.
I didn't have a meltdown. I was just very annoyed by it. Look, I had a PTA for what was it, Saturday night, fairly early in the evening. And yes, I forgot Easter was Sunday, because it's not a big thing to me. Like most of the world, it's a big thing. I get it, whatever. Just not my thing, not one of my holidays, right? And so then I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's why we didn't get a load, for that night. And, I did get a message saying, hey, will you run on Sunday? I was like, of course. And then I got a really crappy Atlanta load that was late at night. And I was like, man, God, I don't want to go to Atlanta tonight. And so I asked, hey, is there someone that can cover the load? And the wonderful Nina covered it, and I didn't have to run it. So I didn't go back to work.
Okay.
If she had said no, I mean, I wouldn't have bailed on it. I wouldn't have left it hanging, but I was just like, whatever, man. I just wasn't into it. You know what I mean? Oh, it was one of those days.
There we go.
There we go. What'd you do? Oh, pretty close.
Trying to put myself on the shirt.
I screwed up on tonight's thumbnail. It's almost the exact same one as last. In fact, it's damn near the same as last week. I didn't Watch. See, it's in the background right now. That's from last week. And I forgot to download this week's. Give me 1 second. I'll fix something. Good Lord. I'm like trying to multitask it. I am not good at this. Got people asking me for a link to the show. Yeah.
So Charlie,
Difficult. Yes, sir.
a pirate walks into a bar, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's got a hat made of paper towels on his head. The bartender asks him, "Hey man, why do you have paper towels on your head?" The pirate says, "Arr, me got the bounty on me head."
Ha! Ha! Okay. Okay. I like that one. You know what? Here, let me throw Jenny up here. Jenny, wave if you're ready. You can carry me right here while I do this other multitasking crap.
That's a dad joke. That's what we call a dad joke. We got a bounty on
every
it.
week, yes, got 'em.
Oh, hey, I've got another dad joke for you if you want to hear it.
Sure, let's hear it.
What do you do? What do you get when you cross a dad joke with a rhetorical question?
The mom answer? I don't know. Is that what you get?
That's what you get.
Good God, Jeff.
Hey, Daycap.
That's what happens when your algorithm has figured out that you like dad jokes. And so you're sitting there doing your business and it's one dad joke after another.
Wow.
Why can't
I bet you could ask ChatGPT for a couple good dad jokes. She could probably give them to you.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed here recently on the socials that the best dad jokes are actually from moms.
I'm struggling with technology. What the heck?
Why?
Because I don't know how to do what I'm trying to do, but I'll figure it out. Watch. I'll get it.
Hey, what's the diesel price doing this week?
It went up, dude.
Are we up to Biden yet?
It's pretty damn up. I don't
I was 63, so we went up 24 cents in a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I asked Chatty for a good dad joke. And she said,
here we go.
I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
Oh,
that's a good one.
I said another one. Why? She says, why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. That's what I've heard that one before. But
okay, I like that one though. I'm not gonna lie. Why don't I have a share button? I don't understand. What? Carry the show, you two. Good God.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent.
Yes. I liked your fade off giggle. Yeah, that was great.
She told me some other ones, but I've heard those before. They weren't that great, but I like the pterodactyl one. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down.
Yeah. Oh, I finally found it.
So I have one child who's very punny, and so she tries to always get me with the puns. Or she has the like cute jokes like why doesn't a chair whatever because it's got 4 legs or whatever, you know, in that. So I'll try to get her punchline before she tells it to me.
Okay,
right.
so
I've accomplished something. I don't know what I did.
okay, so the highest weekly average, according to EIA, under Biden, was in June of 2022, and that was $5.81 per gallon. And right now we're sitting at $5.64, so we're getting close.
Oh wow. Oh, apparently, the YouTube API is having issues.
Yeah, I see that.
That might prevent some users from going live on the destination or Team is monitoring the platform for further updates. So, if it goes away, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. Weird things are happening. What a distraction,
Did
Squirrel.
you guys go to Matt's?
Hell no. Think I want to be around that many people?
I was there.
Let alone that many truck
Cab was
drivers?
there. And people were there. Like I saw people. I met people I've never met before. But
that's awesome. That's fun.
I was only there for one day for Saturday.
Now my lighter's empty. Oh my God, I am a train wreck.
Yeah, if you had a Zippo, you wouldn't have a problem.
Oh my God, shut up.
Didn't you just get a Zippo, a Trump Zippo? Oh, that's why it doesn't work.
No, I did not get a Trump Zippo, but I did get an awful lot of other Trump stuff. I think I got just about everything but a lighter. Oh my God, your back down did weird things. I thought a ghost was about to attack you. I know, day cab. It's all good. You know what? It's not like I'm scared to go. I just don't like big crowds. I don't do well in crowds. I start getting a little antsy and start wanting to throw some elbows like that. Even the people I like, it's weird. I'm just saying. Yeah. Sorry, chat. I should probably go back and say Undertucky was first, Chris was second, Craig third. Hey Craig, what's up, buddy? James Vaughn was in there. Sean, good to see you. Ida made it into the show before she got in the vehicle today, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
She's usually like, I don't know, lost in space and stuff. I mean,
Lost in space.
Double meat. I need double meat. I ordered double meat on all my sandwiches. Just saying. What's up with DriveWise again? Who knows? What technology is not friendly to anybody these days right now. I don't know why, but it has been something else. Live on 18 Wheels, good to see you. Day Cab, of course, love to see you. Tim Saburn, by the way, yes, the old music is still in the ad, and because of you, I'm going to stop the show right now and go edit that ad to take that music out, just to mess with you. Hey man. So this is a guy I play game with right here. This is awesome. Notice how he calls me funny thing about this guy, or about that name, my name in the game is Fufu.
I actually met several people there, just for clarification. It wasn't just Daycab. I'd only seen Daycab in the comments, but I met quite a few of the NFG group there.
Don't you change the subject on me.
Well, I see that T-Bone's over there feeling kind of hurt.
T-Bone is like a big baby, though. I mean, let him cry. I mean, he likes to bust people out, when they when he distracts them so thoroughly that they make a wrong turn onto Fort Benning. I'm just saying. He could have kept that in his pocket, but no. He had to throw that out in open chat, a couple weeks back. I'm just saying, whatever. Bump that dude. I'm just saying. Love him. Not really. Yes, maybe. I don't know. It really depends on the mood, I guess. I don't know. I'm a little.
Well, really, my whole goal was to meet Terry and Bressler.
Fair. But yeah. So fuel prices are crazy though. I need to go look at that real quick, because that was something I started to look at before the show, and then I got distracted by the Facebooks, which I haven't been on in I don't know how long. There's like more messages than I know what to do with there, so I just gave up. I'm just saying. I know. So just California is up to $7.56 average.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Daycab, how are you surviving out there?
The West Coast, not counting California, is $6.36. And the West Coast Pad 5, which is all of the West Coast and California, is 6.92. That is, oh my God, crazy.
Bleeding red.
New England's up to $5.99 though. Central Atlantic is $5.98. So I mean, there's some high ones in there, and I don't like it. Lower Atlantic's finally not as bad as it was. Just saying. That's kind of good. I don't know. Look, all of my discount spots have gone up this week, and I was not amused by it because it cost way more this week.
Yep.
Just saying.
You're still coming out ahead though with the surcharge though, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, because this week will be like, I want to say it's around 74 cents without pulling up a contract. Someone out there knows it for sure. I bet Matt knows it.
Yeah, that's what Daycab was just saying. That's what they're talking about, Daycab. How expensive it is in California.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, but for like those of us over at Swift though, Daycab, it's actually not horrible. I mean, there's a nice bump on our fuel surcharge because we get our basic surcharge and then we get a West Coast fuel surcharge coming out of the like 11 states on the west side there, including Corinne, Utah. For some reason, that's the only part of Utah we get it. Corinne, Utah. Makes no sense, but whatever. I think it's because of the Walmart there or something. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, there's not very many customers out there. It's mostly Walmart.
Gotcha. It to me. Oh, 0.746 for the Swift guys. There you go. That's a fatty fuel surcharge. Just saying. And a 20-cent bump on the West Coast.
20 cents?
That's what he said.
I think that's the highest I've ever seen.
I would agree.
I think it topped out a couple years ago at like 16, didn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I've never seen 20, so that's pretty awesome. That means 94 cents if you're coming out of those 11 states. I'm just saying.
Make it more in surcharge than we used to on base rate when we first started.
Right? Yeah, our base rate, mine was 96 cents, and then it dropped to 95 cents when Jerry took that penny. So, I mean, that was our loaded rate, Jenny. Just saying that it was a while back. But yeah, crazy fuel surcharge higher than that. I keep looking at the wrong screen because I keep a YouTube screen open of the show and I mute it. And then I look over there and I'm like, oh, wait, weird response. Wait, oh, that's delayed. Stop it. Where the heck is Narc? I'm just saying.
I don't know. He was supposed to be here. I just saw him pop out of Discord. So
whatever. Bump that dude too. Because,
Because why not?
If I could keep a cigar lit today, I would be doing. Oh, look, there he is.
Just say his name 3 times. It's like Candyman, 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 Narc, Narc, Narc.
Bloody Mary, what? Yeah, the bump on the West Coast is pretty awesome, Daycab, at times. Sometimes though, it's actually based on the difference from Pad 5, which is the West Coast, including California, and the national average, the penny spread between those. We have a separate fuel surcharge just for those 11 states, and the difference between those designates. What's the word? It's not designated.
It's only 6 days, Charlie.
What?
Oregon, Washington, California, Arizona, Idaho, Nevada.
You're right. The 11 states thing was the old West Coast comfort zone.
Right.
That's so old and gone. Why is that in my head?
I don't know.
This being old thing is really getting on me. Jenny, I blame you. It's your fault.
It's always my fault. I got broad shoulders. I can handle it.
Hey, I dig it. Jenny, you should just carry me.
Isn't there a song about that or something?
Carry on.
Jenny, I got your number.
I think that's something different, but yeah.
That's totally different.
Huh.
I saw a weird thing now that song's in my head. So I was doing something. I can't remember what it was. And the numbers popped up. It was 8675, right?
309.
But it was 3 zeros and a 9. That was the entire number sequence. And I thought, well, how clever is that? It's 8675, 3 zeros and a 9. And it fit, and whatever. Don't judge me. Jenny took a camera off. I'm going to throw her on the bottom. Look at that. Now you're underneath us, Jenny. Jeff and I are on top. What? That's not right. Don't say things like that, because that can be Dang it! I got
my power back.
I didn't realize it for a second, bro. I was like, oh.
I got my power button back.
2.8. $1.28 is the difference between Pad 5 and National. That's insane.
So here's something that's interesting because I was having a conversation with another guy on Facebook about this. The IFTA tax in California is 97 cents.
Right.
So even less IFTA, it's hella expensive.
Right.
Because remember, for a while there, it was better to fuel in like Redding than it was in Ashland, Oregon, because of the IFTA thing. It hasn't been like that in years, I don't think.
So now that Narc's in here, I can remake the announcement since, he's supposed to be on the screen with us, but of course he's not. I don't know what he's doing that he can't be on the screen. But
don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, Jim.
Anywho, so everybody can put it out there for the next 2 or 3.
See what I did there?
Why would you do that? What do you stop it?
Totally messing with Jenny. It's fun. I apologize.
Narc and I are going to be together in the same location. And we'll be broadcasting and we'll be on your show for the next.
Is his wife okay with this?
I mean,
are we going to get some weird videos out of you guys? I'm just saying.
No weird videos. No.
God.
I don't like him that much.
I mean, you need like $10 or something? You got some cookies. What? Hey. Stop. That's Jeff. I'm going to need you to quit doing that. All right. Because you're making me say bad things. The Loves in Bennett, Colorado was 514.9 and the QT was 514.9. Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird. That QT usually beats them by, at least 15-20 cents.
Right. Yeah, most of my QTs were at that 519 range this week. Bummed me out. Really
bummed me out. That's that one we've been watching. That's in Maryland, right?
Oh, the TA? Yeah. They're probably like $13 a gallon, right?
I don't know. I'm going to check, though.
I put Jenny back on top. Hey, now.
You're an all-star.
Oh, there we go.
Holy crap. You're not...
What is it?
$8.11.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Elkton, Maryland. Shame on you.
For real.
Shame on you.
T-Bone, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
This is one of those times where I wish we had Todd numbers and Narc numbers and get those people out there and just shame the hell out of them.
Right.
Because there's no reason. I'm sorry.
Narc only has three subscribers, bro. Don't let him fool you.
I'm all about capitalism, but when you're that far, that's way above even California.
Maryland. Oh, yeah. And explain why.
You are absolutely profiteering right now. And I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like brokers taking huge hits out of the driver pay.
Right? Yeah, this is ridiculous because, like, Lord help you if you fuel there. If you're forced to fuel there, I don't care what fuel charge you have. That ain't going to work.
No.
You just better hope you get in and get out.
Good Lord. Plan accordingly, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, the one in Baltimore, 50 miles south, is $7.53. Again, higher, but not $8.
Right.
Come on.
Michael, I am. That's all you need to know is I am.
Michael Fowler. So check this out. Good to see you, by the way. If you look at our YouTube description, you'll actually see a link to Jenny. She is one of our fabulous people. She does collections for small trucking companies and individuals mostly. Yeah.
But wait, there's more now. I said, but wait, there's more now. I also am doing compliance and safety for companies.
Oh, right.
And so I'm partnering with with insurance and my buddy Sage and helping him. And wow.
Hey now.
There's Narc.
Jenny's not doing shit. She's so full of it.
But anyways, what we're doing is we are going in and taking over compliance and safety for people and helping them improve their scores, being safer companies out there on the road, updating their data queues and things like that. And that way they can be marketed for insurance readiness and get the best rates possible. Then we know this mechanic guy, Narc, over there.
So Charlie, have you noticed what I'm laughing about?
No glasses?
No.
Oh, what?
Look at Narc's shirt.
What is it?
The way you're hunched over, you look like you're growing some extra appendages there on your chest.
You got
Oh man, what are you doing? Oh, I see it.
I gotta change my shirt. Damn, you're trolling me. Hopefully Jason Poe isn't watching because they'll fucking call that shit out. God,
man, his were looking better than mine there for a second.
Rough.
That's beautiful, right?
I knew I should have put on a better T-shirt.
And in a rare event in Contractors Corner history, Jeff gets put in timeout.
Oh,
right.
Hang on,
Oh,
just
good.
because Mark doesn't have his on, let me get mine going on here.
I know. I was gonna go out to the car. I forgot, or to the truck and get some. I forgot.
It doesn't even look like Narc with no glasses, so.
I know. It's different. I was napping too. You woke me up. I fell asleep.
Yeah, I was going to I was blowing his phone up. Capital letters.
Yeah, she is, bro. She was blowing mine up too right before the show. She's like, give me a link. And I'm like, Jeff.
One time.
And Jeff was like, no, bro, don't let her in. Don't let Jenny in. I was like, come on, man. She's okay. Okay, none of that happened, but it sounded good.
So fucking
I need to figure out how to do a CGI bus that runs over me every time Charlie throws me under the bus for no reason.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be awesome. I call BS. Zoom in on Jenny's for comparison. Oh. Look, she straightens it all out. That was great. It's not that kind of show, Daycap.
It just became that kind of show. Thanks.
We're only going to highlight men's boobs. What's wrong with you?
Damn.
Yep.
Damn. Oh, it sure does. It does do that, doesn't it? God damn.
Bro,
now I'm self-conscious.
You are
that's what happens when you take those roids, man.
Yeah, facts, right?
Facts.
Right? Good God. Hey, Tim, what's going on, man? Yes, we are slackers. Both of us are actually at home. Yeah, I bailed on work Sunday night because I was angry. Not angry. I was annoyed. Annoyed is a better word. I don't know. Words are not my friend. We were just talking about the crazy high fuel prices, Narc. Oh my God, just saying.
Yeah, I was listening for a second.
That TA we've been following in Elkton, Maryland.
Yep.
They're at $8.11 right now.
Woohoo! Where's that in Maryland? Oh, so it's God damn, that's just far East Coast shit. Holy cow.
It's just that place though. Like we've been watching them for a while when the fuel started going up, and we realized that they were way higher than anyone else around.
I wonder what that has to do. So I don't know. I mean, Jenny knows this, but I don't know if you guys watch Mr. Global, right? Like he's a guy that runs does oil securities and runs oil companies out of Oklahoma. Been in the oil field his whole life. Ran, I don't know, written up contracts and stuff for Shell and compliance and all this stuff.
Like real
deal. And so, I mean, he's been saying for over a year now, right? Because he's anti-Trump. That if anything big goes down, we'll be at $6 diesel prices, right? Because of the stuff that's going on with the oil. But that's what he tracks the, I don't know the exact name of it, but what actually is being sold for, right? So when you pull up like per barrel prices, and see $110 a barrel, that's what it's on the papers, whatever they call it. But he was saying last Thursday, Jenny, you might be able to correct me on this, last Wednesday or Thursday, that oil was trading in per barrel. Oh God. Yeah. Well, you put Daycab on here, so what's the point of me being here?
This is
I know.
All right, I just had to. That's my boy up there. He's catching heat. We happen to be
Oh,
wearing
jeez.
identical
Oh,
shirts.
is he wearing the same shirt as me?
It's
Do
not
you
his
have the
fault.
arms cut? You don't have the arms
I'm
cut,
just
though, do you?
saying, it's not his fault.
No, true.
It's the shirt.
Facts.
I swear
Listen,
to you.
this is what happens when you're in your mid 40s, and anybody that makes fun of anybody on the internet as a male is checking out another man's boobs is gay. So I don't care what they say, right? Like I make fun of a lot of appendages on people on my channel, but one thing I don't mess with is people's boobs unless they're naked on the internet for some reason. Then it's a different thing.
If you go topless, you're kind of asking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really fuck with people's appearance, but if you happen to be topless on your podcast,
Jeff said I'm not allowed to get my shirt off.
And your boobs are out. Well, Mark does.
Oh God, yeah, Jenny gets. But so anyway, so he was calling $1.40 last Thursday.
Right.
Like that's what it was.
It was
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't even calling. That's what it was actually selling.
Yeah, and he
right. That's what they were paying.
In the next 3 weeks, it's going to go up 30 to 80 more cents.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we are going to hit the record high. It sounds like that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
we're still inching there. We're not there yet. I'm looking for West Coast to get almost $10 before it's over with.
We also keep an eye on the heating oil market.
Yeah,
apparently the heating oil market is tied directly to the discount fuel market that we watch as well. For those guys that are on other fuel cards and things like that, their price moves perfectly with the heating oil stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's been steadily rising as well.
Yep.
So, that's where it gets rough because, people on discount cards and things like that, it's just not great.
No. The other thing which... Oh, go ahead, Dick.
That's why I actually clicked the link. T-shirts aside. Something to be aware of. I know you guys are getting that West Coast bump, but something to be aware of. We're going to... It's in stages, so I don't know where we're at right now, but we're going to B20 out here. So that's a great reason to not fuel in California, regardless if you value is not friendly to the trucks. Even the new stuff does not like it.
Nope. That's a really good point, actually. I would assume most people don't understand that. I mean, honestly, just there's no reason for you. Well, there is now, but there's no reason to know. I mean, they've kept that a secret, sort of, right? Like, I guess they call it a secret. I don't know. They don't talk about that very much. For the transportation industry, at least, and like how stuff doesn't like it.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? Oh, I know. The other thing is, fun fact is they don't like to. And Mr. Global's been calling this too. Is that I don't know. I'm sure it's different, but places don't like to put above $4 on their fuel prices, right? Their gasoline prices,
right?
So they keep it as low. God damn, Daycab is making all kinds of noise.
Like shoving this in his pocket or something. I don't know, man.
It's trash day. It's trash day. I don't know. What do you want from me?
There you go. That's good. But is that places they'll just keep their pumps at like $3.89, $3.99, and then when they can't do it anymore, it will immediately jump up to like that $4.68 range for gasoline, right? It will go from $3.99 to $4.68 or some fucking crazy number.
Right. Did I say heating oil earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, you did say heating oil.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're good.
I figured that out years ago, and I still don't understand why that is. It just did.
Yeah, I mean, what you guys know, it's what is it? It's like a subconscious thing or something, right? I mean, that's got to be what it is. I mean, that's what they say is that it's obviously, but I don't know why that number's I don't know why that's the number, right? You would think that it would, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't even look at the prices of that stuff. I mean, I guess some people do, but like gasoline, you gotta buy it. So what are you gonna do, right? Like,
right.
Well, so even Donna, she even has a fueling strategy in the car, because she knows I track the numbers and I look at the charts. And if I mention to her that it looks like it's going up, she'll start fueling every day instead of waiting only once a week, just because she knows that by next Friday it's going to be higher.
Yep.
And if it's going down, she goes the other way. She puts as little fuel in as possible at a time as it goes down. So
heating oil is actually on a downslope right now.
Yeah.
Really? What about is that lumped in with kerosene? I don't know what chart you're looking at.
I don't believe so. I believe it's strictly heating oil, home heating oil.
Okay.
Right now it's saying as of the 2nd of April, it was 436. On the 6th, it was 432. And right now it's 423 as of current time.
No,
so, I mean, it's not a great
on heating oil, right?
Right.
So,
well, we're also coming into spring though, Charlie.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, would it change? Yeah, would it change because of temperature?
Well, to also throw that out there though,
usage.
On March 20th, it was as high as 460.
Okay.
Let me do a longer spread. Let's see. Last 6 months. Oh no, we're higher now than. Yeah. Good God. As of February, still low at like 267, and it's gone up.
So it's double. Well, it's not. It's almost double, right? It's not complete double, but it's pretty damn close. Yeah.
I should throw this chart up just so you can see.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy. Share screen. There we go. Share. Push that button. Make things happen. I'll max that out.
I can totally read that. Damn it, Charlie.
Yeah, on your phone is great, right? But you can see the chart. You can see the chart.
Yeah.
That's really all. That's what I wanted people to see, because that's the craziness. I mean, it's pretty flat all the way across here for the last year, and then bam.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, we climbed.
Yeah.
Or that's 6 months. Excuse me. Here, I should pull up a full year. Let's see what that says. That'd probably give a better indicator. 1 year. Yeah. So look.
Oh yeah.
This is
you can see how flat.
At 211, or April of last year at 211, and we're at 423 now. I mean, that's double.
Yeah, that's literally double. That's on the money double. Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy to me, man. I mean, other than.
So when did the bombs what was the first day the bombs started dropping?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Is it a direct correlation?
Probably.
Yeah. Because it's been about a month, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like the March, 15th or something around in there. I feel like it was like the second week in March or something.
February 28th.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Well, I'm way off then.
Right?
Yeah. So the last day of February.
So February 28th, if I go back to that chart, find February. Oh, yeah. So there's the 27th at the bottom of that hill.
It's almost exact.
Yep. So it's exact within the day. Within the day.
So,
oh, shit.
So, Jenny, you and Narc both follow this guy you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is he talking about how, because I see on the socials all the time, well, if the U.S. only gets like 25% of its oil from the Middle East, why is this happening? Is he talking about how oil is a global market?
So it's funny you say that. So he literally just put a video out. What were you in there, Jenny? I'll say within the last 3 hours, but honestly, it's right in the last 2 hours. About how the reason that if we, that people saying, well, this is why we should produce oil, use our own oil that we pump and produce it ourselves, and how that would save us from this problem. And he goes through it and explains how it's a global thing. It doesn't matter if we did it ourselves, how everything's on a commodities market and everything's locked into being global.
I mean, the point I've been making is, look,
if we were to do that, we would have to completely isolate ourselves from the rest of the world.
Yep.
And in 2026, that's not a great idea, guys.
I look, I'm not gonna lie, I still don't understand this. I don't understand why our diesel is $7 in places when most of our oil comes from here, right?
I've been in contact with people in both Great Britain and in Australia.
Yeah.
Try $15 a gallon.
Oh, I know.
You know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Maybe that's our end, Charlie, to get Dave the Angry Trucker on here to talk about fuel prices globally.
Right.
Well, so yeah, you guys, everybody in the chat and stuff, you just need to subscribe to Mr. Global, because he'll school you. And he's not boring, and he does short videos. So that's I mean, like, yeah, I think he did like 3 videos. He drops a bunch of videos every day.
What's his name?
Is Mr. Global Worldwide, I think, is his like YouTube channel.
Nice.
He's also part of, which he pumps it on there. I think it's in his every description. He just started with I don't remember, but he does a collab, right, with 2 or 3. I think it's one other guy, but that guy has another podcast he collabs with that talks about global. That's basically global economics based on like oil and fuels. I mean, they basically focus on fuels, but and some government stuff, but it's mainly like fuel related matters. And I think they do that like once a week or something. I think like on Saturdays or something, they all 3 do it, but he promotes it off his channel.
I dropped the link to his channel right there.
Yeah, and he, like I said, he's not boring with it, and that's good. And if you go back, I mean, he makes a lot of videos, but if you go back, I don't know. I mean, it's been a year now. He explains it a bunch, what his background is and why you should believe what he's saying. But he's literally, I've been watching him. Sage has been turned on to him for over a year now, and I can't think of one time that he said something about oil that was wrong, about the price and the movement and all the stuff that goes with it.
If window licking narc, I mean, if our buddy Narc finds this interesting, I bet all of us would. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I can't watch. I don't know. I mean, Adam Mockler and the Gold Midas Touch and stuff like those, which those are good. I mean, they're obviously they're per se Trump MAGA overt channels, but like I can watch a little bit, but they're boring, right? Like, even though they're crashing, I can't do it. And I can watch Mr. Global all day long.
Right. Fran, and you're not wrong here. Every time we have something that's going on in the world that's big and ugly, the pandemic, a war, things like that, everybody goes crazy and doomsday is happening, and they're going to take the opportunity to make as much money as they can. It doesn't make sense to me in a way, because if the world's going to end, why do you need more money?
Yep, true.
Just saying. Something to think about, but whatever.
So this guy, there's one of his thumbnails where he doesn't have his ball cap on, and without his ball cap, he looks like Mike from Breaking Bad.
Nice. Nice.
Shit, you know what? Hold on. I hope this doesn't kick me out. Hold on. I'm gonna go. I gotta look at I have a question that you guys, I mean, I think me and Sage, maybe Jenny talked about it, but I have a certain YouTuber question. We won't refer to names, but I have a question. Hold on. I gotta go reread it though.
Okay. I can't wait.
Or maybe I can. Yeah, maybe I'll send it to you, Charlie. But if this kicks me out, I'll be right back. So.
Yeah, Charlie. So one of the arguments, I've been trolling a lot lately. So I'm watching people argue back and forth, and under Biden, the left was saying that the president doesn't control oil prices. Now under Trump, the Republicans are saying the president doesn't control oil prices.
And I just want to put out there, as you're watching the political landscape, that statement is actually true, Charlie.
Right.
However, the actions of a president can absolutely affect world markets.
Right.
So,
hey, Kaz, I haven't watched this guy yet. Kaz says he doesn't like Mr. Global because he's an insufferable Trump hater, which may or may not be true. I don't know. But
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
What I would say for a lot of people is people will zone in on that one fact that he hates Trump. I mean, I haven't seen any of his stuff, but at the same time, be open to hearing the other side and get the real information, not just the garbage, right? You can filter the garbage out in your head if you have a mind to. Just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm better now.
Well,
like that division.
Well, who else who is a capitalist and is a raging Democrat is Jim Cramer.
Right.
When I was day trading, I watched his show every single day. And I just tuned out the political nonsense that he would sometimes interject into his show.
Right.
If there's something to be learned, learn it.
Right. I mean, I don't think there's anything. I kind of see what you mean, though. I mean, all of these thumbnails have Trump's picture on. It's like the same thumbnail for every one of these. Wow, that's weird. Anyhow, but you just get the information. You can't learn what the other side thinks or how they operate if you don't pay attention to them. It's like in war. You can't go fight a war if you don't know what your opposing force is capable of, how they act, how they do things, right? You need to be aware of all sides and not just go, oh my God, they hate him, whatever. Just saying. So Narc kicked himself out. Look at that. He is mad.
Even if that statement is true, Charlie.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, you don't go to war with friends. Let's be real.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's definitely a trip. So, don't get it twisted. Don't be. I see. Okay, we have those people who have the on the far left who are like, oh, anything Trump says is wrong. But then we also have people on the other side that are the opposite extreme, and that does us no good either.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in the middle is where we need to be, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay, let's get off of that and go back to prices. Sorry, Narc. What's up, buddy?
No, you're good. Okay. Well, first off is I clicked. I heard you say that whoever said that he's an insufferable Trump hater. I do agree. Look, I don't like Trump, so that's part of the reason why I can deal with him. But I feel like he's pretty honest with stuff. So, but you're right. If you can't get past that part, so and just listen to the facts. But I understand that part. So, secondly, Charlie, I just sent you 2 texts. So that was taken down.
Matches.
Yeah. By the way, so you'll notice because you're OCD like me, there is 2 that this dude literally put this. He put this text out. There is 6 parts to this, with another 2 paragraphs past part 6. I only sent you 1 through 2, 2, and 3 because he put two twos in there. Now, as per what he does is he put up these numbers and then he deleted this immediately because I think he's lying. But if you can read in there, you don't have to obviously name or put his numbers up there. But do those numbers make any sense to you whatsoever?
At first glance, I don't know what the hell Jason Poe is talking about.
Okay. So for anybody, I get what you said his name. For anybody that doesn't know, right, he's pimping that, because he wasn't going to come back and do a Trucker Todd-esque lease, referral, this, that, and the other. He was coming back with a bought truck, and he said he's done that, but come to find out with a little research is he's just leasing a truck from what I think is a company that's associated with Trucker Todd, which I'll put this all in the video because this doesn't need to be on your channel. But neither here nor there is he put out his numbers with this new truck that he bought. He has owned for less than 6 days, 5 days. Right.
Knows nothing.
But as he's putting the numbers up, what I was more caring about is his fuel surcharge numbers, which look really low to me. I think they are ranged from the 50
49 cent to 56 cents, I think, if I remember right. There's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of words in there, right? And then he says that his fuel mileage is like 8.6 to 8.9. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, that, I know he's doing that off the dash. He's not doing like numbers by like, doing math.
He should sign up for my app.
Right. Facts, right?
My bad.
So, but what I was more worried about, because I know you guys track this stuff, right, is that fuel surcharge in itself seems super low. Because I thought fuel surcharge was averaging around $1 right
now.
No. No. Oh, it's not? Okay. Well then, okay, that's why I don't know.
No, like ours is really high, honestly, at 74 cents for this week.
Okay.
That's higher than most, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
A major contract carrier type thing. I'm sure people could negotiate differently on, an individual contract with a private carrier or a private shipper, things like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Big market, 74 cents is actually pretty damn good. I've only seen, what was it, Jeff, 1 or 2 other fuel surcharge programs that beat the one that we have at Swift.
Yeah, we have someone over at Mercer, and they're doing a little better.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
a couple by like 5 cents.
No, Joe. Well, I thought that average was between that 90 and $1 range. So okay, so there you go. That's knowledge is power, right?
Well,
so
if we throw in Swift's fuel surcharge right now, for those people running out of the West Coast, they're getting 96 cents.
Okay.
Yeah, so differential,
or 94 cents, excuse me.
Yeah, but that's with Swift. That's not national average, right? Like, yeah, because I was just basing off of.
Yeah,
no, I was like, well, that was
like an average fuel surcharge.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that's mandatory is if you're hauling government loads or doing government contracts, there is an actual real fuel surcharge
number
mandatory.
No joke. Okay.
But anybody else,
all right, well,
negotiate their own.
Well, that's good to know. Not that I would have cared if I was wrong when I put out a video about this dude later this afternoon or this evening,
right?
Making fun of him, but yeah, it would be good. It's good to know that that's not, because that's one thing that I will say is that he's not. He might be actually getting some somewhat decent numbers there, or average numbers maybe.
So in the current market with trucks getting better fuel mileage, some things have changed. I think I'm trying to do some math here real quick.
You're good.
So if you're getting 7.5 miles per hour per gallon, and the fuel is 564.3. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Hold on.
He went backwards. I bet you.
No.
Oh.
You guys are hating me, but I'm heating up some
$1.25
finish artichoke dip that I'm about to eat.
So
it woke me up.
An okay fuel surcharge, if it's based on 7.5 miles per gallon and keeping a truck paying $1.25 for fuel, which is what surcharge is supposed to do, it'd be at 58.5 cents.
Right.
Oh, you know what? That's part of where my numbers, not that it matters, went wrong. Is for some reason I was thinking that they were trying to keep. Why did I think this? The fuel to be around $2 or $2.25.
That used to be.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It used to be like that. That's where which not that it matters, but that's where I was.
That's
why
where,
I was thinking it was like
fuel
$1.
surcharge bottoms out is $2. It doesn't start till $2. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no shit. That's kind of interesting, I guess. That's nice. Is that because? Does that have to do with their size, or do you know? Am I just
no? It because what Jeff was saying is the way they used to calculate fuel surcharge. The goal was to keep contractors and companies paying $2 for fuel, as close to that as possible. So the fuel surcharge would offset that to bring your overall general cost, and that was based on 6.5 miles per gallon to keep you at $2 a gallon.
Gotcha.
But most recently, it's a lot of places have revised that to be $1.25 a gallon. The goal isn't for you to make money on the fuel surcharge, but to only pay $1.25 per gallon,
Right.
based on, a set fuel mileage per gallon. But that's changing also because of the way the trucks are getting better with fuel mileage, right? So, Jeff used a 7.5 mile per gallon. Who knows? In 2 years, we could be using an average of 8.5 miles per gallon, right?
Yeah. And that's Narc. That's why some people think that 99-cent fuel purchasing is a good thing.
Right.
They fixate on that.
Yeah.
They fixate on that $1.25, 99 cents is less than $1.25. But they don't do the math and figure out that with a good surcharge program, you're doing better than that.
Yeah, well, and well, you know this, but Charlie, among others, but Charlie most definitely tried. Well, you didn't try. You came on my panel and explained that, and to which, yeah, these guys don't. I mean, literally, obviously, we know they don't understand that. They say they do, but they don't understand that, right? Like I understand it more than they do, which is sad because,
right.
There's no reason for me to, and I've only known about this for probably 3 years, pretty steady. Right. These guys claim they've been in the game for
James
for
Vaughn,
decades.
if you're getting better than 7.5 miles per gallon right now with the surcharge as high as it is, you are absolutely making money off your fuel surcharge.
Yep.
At Swift. And Charlie, our contact over at Mercer, he was at 80 cents last week.
Right.
So he was beating you guys by a good 6-7 cents a mile.
Yeah.
And he's just doing dry van. He's not doing the flatbed stuff.
Well, if he was at 80, then he was beating us by 8 or 10 cents. I can't remember. I think last week was 70.
Well, the only time we ever hear from that guy is when he's doing well. So
right.
Well, hey,
you don't have to brag.
No, don't hate the game or the player, right? Hate the game, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, that's kind of funny. It's funny. That's how you hear from a lot of these guys, right? You don't hear from them until they know that they got something over on whoever.
Well, so one of the things we noticed, Narc, was that we had a bunch of guys go out and get their own authorities right around COVID.
Oh, it was fantastic.
And boy, they wanted to talk to us and tell us about how good they were doing, yada, yada. They have 5 trucks overnight. They went from 0 to 5 trucks. They got drivers.
Billions of dollars.
Making, $1.2 million a year on the back end. Well, slowly but surely, they just disappeared. And most of them, if we did a little bit of research, we could figure out that their DOT numbers are no longer active.
And several of them had boating accidents or trucking accidents where their vehicles miraculously somehow.
All 5 of them just burned up. Yeah.
I thought that was crazy, but okay.
Yep. Jenny, I just text you. You can say it out loud if you want to. But yeah, it's wild, isn't it? Actually, from the Twitter side, me and Jenny know somebody that one of the trucking advocates, right? That was a COVID baby, got here in like 2018, and that's all he had been crying about for the last. Well, since I've been trolling around on Twitter for whatever year and a half, 2 years now, about how bad rates were and how you can't make it out here if you're not getting $5 per mile because he's a COVID baby, right? He came in late 2018 and then hit the COVID boom and but would tell you how awesome how he hit the ground running and making all this money, and he didn't understand why people wouldn't be in the trucking industry in 2019, 20, 21. But in the last 2 or 3 years, right, he's losing his ass. I mean, he claims he was doing all right, but he wasn't doing what he was doing, and come to find out he's been losing his ass, even though he said he was doing better than everybody else. He is not, because he was making COVID money when COVID money was here and wasn't doing any numbers and all that.
This week again?
0.74 something. I gotta scroll.
Can you hear me chewing, Charlie? Yeah.
No, you're fine, bro.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to be that rude guy.
So James Vaughn, if you're only paying $4.37 per gallon, and you're getting 8 miles to the gallon in your truck,
0.746.
You're making $5.92 a gallon off of the fuel. So you're way ahead of the game if you're only paying $4.37.
That's awesome.
Well, you know, I've been involved in certain trucker forums, and you know, I can't keep my mouth shut. You know, regardless of how I am on the show, and I'm on Facebook, so I'm like everybody else. I got to say something. And man, these people just don't understand. I tell them, look, if you're leased to a carrier, you should have a contractor surcharge. If you have a contractor surcharge, the crazy one that was asked in this particular group, well, what are you going to do when it gets to $20 a gallon?
Right.
Well, from a business standpoint, with my surcharge, I don't care. Now that's going to be really, really bad for the economy, though.
Right.
Like detrimental. Like I might have to go hang out with Charlie for a while and train up a little bit before I go home.
Right.
Right.
You know, but from a pure business standpoint, and even if you're a carrier, you have your own authority and you're working the boards, I seriously hope that you're negotiating a higher rate based on the fuel prices. You know, from what I'm hearing from guys that are successful at doing their own authority, the brokers are not saying no, but they're also not offering it. Right?
Yeah.
You got
to in their pocket.
You never get what you don't ask for.
Right.
That's a goddamn really good quote right there. You never get
craziness
what you don't ask for.
And look, they have absolutely told me, no, you're crazy. And I'm like, well, you know, might as well ask, right? I mean, don't hurt.
Yeah, I know there's a thing obviously with that, right? Is you don't 100% of the stuff you don't ask for, you don't get 100. I don't know, there's something there. I forget what it is, right?
Well,
you don't get 100% of the stuff you 100% don't ask for or something.
Right. I watched an exchange between a successful operator and what I assume is an unsuccessful operator, because he was bitching and complaining about everything under the sun. Oh, those brokers, they won't give you nothing, this, that, and the other thing. And this other dude's like, dude, don't work with that broker.
Right.
There's hundreds of thousands of brokers out there. Find one that you can work with. That's part of the game.
You're about to rattle Jenny's cage talking about brokers.
I know.
She's all there's the broker transparency thing. I get it.
One of the dudes that was part of my lawsuit the first time, right, of the Chris Bennick stuff. So at the first one, he was partners with a dude named Michael Johnson, and they're both morons, right? Sorry, but they're both morons. But they're again, they're a part of the people that are out here advocating for all of you driving, and neither of them have teeth. You know, I'm not like being facetious. Neither of them have teeth, uppers or lowers. Neither of them, both of them lost their trucks in the last 2 years and are company driving. I'm not knocking company driving, but out here advocating for, owner ops, because they couldn't keep their company together. And the one dude, Chris is still a moron, right? But Michael has started he says he started brokerage. He's never moved a load, but he started brokerage, and he has 100% flipped on the broker transparency and all that stuff, because now he's on the broker side, right? And he understands that, like, that like these people aren't asking or negotiating the correct things with the brokers, right? And they're not finding good brokers. They're just giving them free money per se. And it's just kind of funny, because 2 years ago he would have argued. Well, he'll probably still argue with like me, but he would have argued up and down with me or Sage about how Sage is making 40% rips on every load he books out. But I mean, there's no truth to that. Well, I mean, there might be truth on the money end of it, but there's no truth that he's ripping people off, right? Because those people, they do it to themselves every time, right?
Look, I've said it before. Jeff will say the same thing. Jenny will disagree with me, and that's okay. I don't mind. I don't care what a broker's making.
Right.
I just don't care. As long as I'm getting what I want to get.
I was just going to say that don't agree with you 100% there. So I used to be 100% broker transparency, but through spending time talking with some other brokers and spending time talking with other drivers, there's a time and a place for broker transparency.
Right.
Broker transparency is needed at times, and it should be granted per the FMCSA when requested, when it's deemed necessary, oftentimes resulting in because of fraud or whatever.
Right.
But you know, and one thing I learned from Sage in listening to him was, hey, what I do, I move oversized, over dimensional. It's a niche market. What I do, the way I come up with my numbers is proprietary. And if somebody can reverse engineer that, then I lose my edge and my competitiveness in my niche market. So I don't want anybody to be able to have my numbers.
Exactly.
And that made sense to me. Like, I'm all about a capitalist society and be able to make as much money as you can make with not being infringed upon. But I think that there are brokers that take advantage of that, like the TQLs out there and whatever, and seeing how much they can get out of it, and cutting those loads to the bare minimum and scraps that they can give them.
Right.
And I don't think that's right either. There's not, but is there a fair way to regulate that? I don't necessarily think that there is, because
Right.
you know, a lot of brokers, the way they come up with those, the way they negotiate, that's their edge. And so they're allowed to make as much money as they want, just like truckers can make as much money as they want. It's all about when I went to work at my last company before I started my own company, you know, what you got paid there depended on how well you negotiated on your way in. That's how they knew how good of a collector or a salesperson you were going to be, is by how well you negotiated your percentage coming into the company. And so I look at it kind of the same way now, as far as truck drivers go, and as far as brokers go. It's all on who negotiates better.
Right. I mean, that's why Swift went with the percentage load board that they have, right?
Right.
They were not willing to pay 70% of what they make. They because then they would have to divulge their rate con and their negotiated rates.
I mean, and you know, part of that we can talk about, Charlie, is that whole thing where they were trying to figure out how to do this, and we were kind of part of that conversation.
Right.
And one of the things we found out is how pissed off would a contractor be if they picked up at location A in Reno,
right,
for X amount per mile. Well, then another contractor comes and it's like the fifth load of the day. Well, he gets 30 cents a mile more. How pissed off would the contractor be if he found that out? But here's the thing. That's how it works with some of the contract freight. You get a certain amount for the first 5 loads, a certain amount for the next 10 loads, a certain amount for the next 20 loads.
And it premiums up.
And it premiums up. So it's kind of like we were working with a guy that was hauling grain and stuff to help him do a little better. And what we all figured out by watching what he was doing was that if he bid on a load first thing in the morning, he was going to get screwed. If he waited too long, he wouldn't get a load. So there was this magic time period where he could get a good rate and get loaded that day right around mid-morning, right? Because in that business, as the freight sits there, the price goes up because they got to move it. It's perishable. They got to move it. It's got to go from the farm to the granary in so many hours. It's got to move. So as the day moves on, the rate goes up as they can't fill the order. Yep. But then you run into, once the rate gets to a certain amount, everybody's bidding on it. So good luck. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, what's funny about the stuff Jenny said and what you just said is what you guys obviously have always done, as far as I've known, is it's education, right? So that's where all that comes in, because if you don't understand or you don't know any of this, then you just don't know. So, I mean, it's kind of a moot point anyways, I guess, right? But I mean, it's the same as somebody calling a mechanic out, right? If you don't know how much an alternator costs or should cost, and, you know, I tell you X, you don't have an idea anyway. So, I mean, I guess maybe you don't care, but then, you know, you'll hear, you know, people complaining about how expensive per se mechanics are, but that's because no one understands, you know, you don't know what they should be anyways, right? That's how that's the same thing as a tire or anything else, right? When it comes on that side.
Well, I mean, and, you know, on the broker stuff, you know, on the asking for more money, even with me, so I don't have direct access to brokers. I have to go through an intermediary at Panther to access broker houses. So they negotiate on my behalf. But there's absolutely a back and forth. Well, can you get another $200 out of them? Can you get another $300 out of them? And, you know, a lot of times I get that bump. if I hadn't asked and if I hadn't told my guy, go back to the broker and give him this quote for all in. You know, what's the worst they could say? No.
Right.
You know, and oftentimes the mark is high enough to where it already meets my needs. I'm just trying to get a little extra profit out of it. You know what I mean? I do take a bath sometimes to get home because it's way out of market for my carrier. So I'll like take a CH Robbins load that's like $1.80 a mile when I normally make over $2, but it gets me home. And that's a decision that I make for myself. I mean, I don't know if I told you last week, Narc, I left the house the second week in January and didn't come home until last week. That was a long tour.
Yep.
So at that point, I would have come home for the price of fuel.
Right. Yeah. Just time to go. Right.
You know, so.
Hey, thanks.
I get it.
But yeah, you just ask. And you know, like this guy that I was interacting with on Facebook that seemed to be fairly successful at it. He had his own authority. He had brokers that he had a relationship with. He didn't necessarily go on boards like a lot of people tend to do. But it's like, yeah, you know, if the broker's not giving you more money because of the price of fuel, you need to find another broker. Just flat out, he was telling this kid. There's no reason to take a bath with fuel prices the way they are. So,
nope. Yeah, and now, I mean, I guess if you're newer, but also if you have bad people around you, I get you. Your assumption would be that, you know, when fuel prices go up, you don't know any better. That's the brakes, right? It's like, oh shit, tire prices are more.
Right.
You know, so the brakes is, well, now we got to pay more for tires. But you know, if you got any education on that, is, you know, you can find ways around that new tire price, right? And just find you know, good recaps, or find, you know, somebody that's selling off-branded, you know, tire, whatever the case might be, to get around the new. But if you don't know, you just don't know, right? You just take it as, oh, well, that's part of the freaking, you know, that's part of the deal, right? You just take that as that, take your loss kind of thing. It's like the not asking brokers for fuel money or understanding.
Hey, let's come back to this. Give me 50 seconds, y'all, and we're gonna do the thing that we normally do right here in the middle. And I'm a little late, but whatever. We'll be right back. 50 seconds. You're either running your business like an owner or like an employee, and if you're stuck in that employee mindset, you're leaving money on the table. Company drivers wait for direction. Business owners create opportunities. Company drivers chase miles and just drive. Business owners chase profits and know their numbers. Want to run a real business? Start tracking your numbers. Know your cost per mile and start saying no to bad loads. Drop "I run a business" in the comments if you're done thinking like an employee. If you want to take this mindset shift further, join the Road Warrior Entrepreneurs community at www.rwedrive.com, where we have profit boosting strategies, coaching calls, and real road warriors winning together. Boy, Narc just took a big old bite right there. He's like, watch me get this one before it stops.
Did you hear it or you saw it?
I was watching it.
Oh, I'm getting down to the bottoms here.
I hear you.
Look, I am super lucky. I don't know, let's be honest, a lot of the haters don't watch this anyways, but for you all that have been following, right, I've been living out in hotels for going on a month now, right. And that's going to continue for a minute. But I've been super lucky that I have found, because my company allows me to be flexible, is, right, I base, just like truckers should do, is I pre-plan everything with what food's around. And man, I have found these spots that have like the best fucking food, right? I mean, not that that's like a hard thing, but like to do, but like I base it on that, and I'm allowed to, you know, to book they don't care what the cost is, right? So, and which these aren't, I'm not staying in freaking, Marriott's every night, but
right.
Yeah, they don't question. So yeah, I found a place that's got this homemade artichoke dip. Oh, dude, I get this every week.
I wanted to talk about R&R Express for a minute.
Do it.
R&R Express, there were the parent company over the subsidiaries, the other 8 brokers that went out of business, including RFX and GT Worldwide, AM Transportation, Taylor Express, HEX Freight, etc. So I sent in a bond filing. So normally you have 60 days from the date that they're canceled to do a to do the bond filing. Well, the way that this SureTech runs their surety is the first 30 days are the cancellation notice that they're going to be canceled, and so you only have 30 days afterwards to file on the bond. So when I sent in I sent in 2 bond filings on the 30th of March, thinking that I had until April 15th to do the bond filings for anybody else that wanted bond filings done. But they cut off March 15th, and they sent me this letter, and I pushed back asking them about the about how the dates and how long they had to post for that bond, and saying that, hey, it should have been until April 15th. And they said no. They said, with respect to R&R, please be advised there are approximately 2,000 claims against this bond, with the total claim damages exceeding $7 million. Claims are not paid on a first come first served basis. Rather, the bond proceeds are subject to proration among all valid claimants. As a result, even if your claim were included, this is a $2,400 invoice, the estimated recovery would be approximately 22 cents.
Good God.
What?
22 cents on a $2,400 invoice if you were to put it on R&R's bond.
That's crazy.
So, yes, I'm just putting that out
there.
Well,
it's just like collections. I mean, in the regular credit market, right? They sell the debts for pennies on the dollar. They try to collect for the full deal, but they'll settle for a whole lot less, right? I mean, it's just.
Well, this just has to do with only having a $75,000 bond. Right. Against all of the claim that's out there. And then what do you have left? I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so of that $65 million, over $675,000 worth of potential bond available out there. $7 million of it is already claimed against R&R by itself. And it said similarly for RFX as well. So I would say those two are the 2 biggest, egregious participants in the fraud, basically, is
right.
They have the highest amount against their bond, but $7 million against $75,000, that doesn't even become what hope does a carrier have?
Right. Yeah, it's freaking hopeless. That's what it is. I mean, that they don't require enough of a bond, I think. But what would that do to the market if they did up that bond amount?
Right.
I mean, it's not like they pay that much of our bond anyways. They're only paying like $300 for a $75,000 bond, or $1,500 for a $75,000 bond. Depends on your credit.
So it's not even 10%.
I mean, it just depends on your credit. Maybe some people are paying $3,000 for a $75,000 bond. Maybe even if you're paying $10,000 for a $75,000 bond, if it's a $750,000 bond, then you're only paying $100,000 for a $750,000 bond.
Right.
That goes to say, you should have assets or money available to support at least a month of your receivables, you would think, if you're going to go out of business, to protect those carriers. But that being said, that's one of the reasons why R&R went out of business, is that they asked the bank to extend them what they call their float. So the float, how much it takes, for people that don't know, how much it costs for a broker to run their operation and pay carriers for 1 week at a time. And so that's money they're floated from the bank, because that's how much receivables they should have coming in to support it. So they're floated that much week to week. Well, they asked for more float. Apparently they had exceeded their float amount or whatever, and Huntington Bank was like, no, you still owe us $40.9 million from the first $88 million you borrowed, so no, we're not going to give you any more float. So when they weren't granted any more float, then all of a sudden now they're down, they're not able to pay their bills. So if they had the money to support $750,000 worth of loads that were out there, if they had 10% of what's owed to carriers, I mean, $750,000 would be 10% of that 7 million, but no.
Hey, Sean.
What's up?
Look at him reveling out there. Yeah, no, but that's completely batshit crazy. Sorry, Don. I didn't know how else to say it. Yeah.
So if they had $750,000 in receivables and assets and whatever to back that, well, I mean, then we could pay, that many more of the people that they owe money to, but they didn't even have that. They didn't even have that in their float. I mean, their float was a couple million, I think, every couple weeks. So
wow,
that's a lot of zeros, Charlie.
Yeah, man. Look, when you get into the big zeros, I mean that seems to be how it goes, though, right? They're good, and then it's catastrophic. Oh my God, it's over.
Yeah,
and everybody gets screwed. I mean, just absolutely gets screwed. Except them. They somehow come out shiny and bright on the other side of it, and I don't know, man. It's nuts. I don't understand how that's even a thing. What is with that color of shirt going on today?
It's a thing.
I don't know what. Oh wait, there we go.
And
Sean's washed out.
Yeah, and look how Narcs lines up with the shirt that you're wearing in that cartoon, Jeff. That's pretty damn close.
That is close. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, boy, your thumbnails here in the last few weeks they've really been on point. They're good. Yeah, I'm digging them.
Except I kind of, dude, when I had my AI do the one for today, it's almost identical to last week's.
Is it?
Yeah,
oh well, I didn't even notice that part. I mean, I guess.
I didn't realize it till afterwards, bro. I didn't look at last week's when I did today's. And normally I put up this week's thumbnail as our background, and I didn't do that today either because whatever, man. I'm just off my game, yo.
Yeah.
Jenny, I didn't mean to interrupt your smart talk. I apologize.
You're just being you.
This is true.
Squirrel.
Yep, it's all right. So this was my on my services page here. I'm going to see if I can maybe show this. I added new services to my webpage, and I did and it was my AI generated little lady here. So hey now.
Uh-oh.
She's all right. Let's see.
Jenny has new services.
I have new services. Let's see.
This is why I can't have friends.
Let's see. There we go. Can you see her? This is my will you share my screen? Yeah. So this is my new services right here. This lady with the clipboard right here. This one. She's my safety and compliance program. Learn more about her services. There she is. There she is in full color.
Awesome.
My AI generated that one for me.
That's a good one.
That's pretty good. And so there you go. That's what we're doing now.
I dig it. You know what? I even have a banner for you. Let me put your banner on because I'm a terrible person for not doing that. Watch. Bam. There, it's going across the bottom. Look at that. Jenny has a business. I'm just saying, if you ever want to get a hold of her for this kind of stuff, it's right there scrolling across the bottom, www.frscollects.com. You can call her 901-832-8052 and Jennifer at frscollects.com. That's a good way to get a hold of her.
That is true. That's me.
All those ways. You could text her inappropriate pictures if you like. What? No, don't do that.
She's had that happen. Right. Recently.
That happened to me once.
I don't know what happened here. Yep. There we go.
So, so for all your collections and your safety and compliance needs, we at Freight Recovery Specialists can handle that for you.
Undertaker, I am still on target until the bitter end. It should start transitioning out here fairly soon. Ida could probably give you a better understanding of it. I don't know. I'm here until Ida tells me to pound sand and beat feet and all that kind of stuff. Because I told her that I will hang on till the bitter end and help out any way I can. And then I totally didn't Sunday, but they had coverage, so I didn't feel bad.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude, I was not into it. I was just annoyed by the way things went down and certain people, not Ida. Ida gives me crappy loads all the time. In fact, the worst loads I get come from Ida. I mean, no joke.
Damn you, Ida.
I wouldn't take that if I were you.
Well, no, she'll admit it. I assure you. And it's weird because if she gives me a good load, someone will look at her and think, "Oh, she's giving Charlie special treatment." So I get the exact opposite out of Ida. I get no benefit from that relationship at all. I'm just saying, but I don't mind because it's Ida, and she's like, little sister, Mama Ida. I'm just saying, it's weird. I look at her like a little sister and Mama at the same time. How odd is that? I'm just saying that I'm probably sharing too much. Someone please save me. Good God.
Oh God, you don't need saved. Oh.
Cass sent a YouTube channel earlier, and these people are talking about being Swift owner operators. I'm curious if they're a team. Kaz, if you're still here, let me know if they're a team or if they're running solo on the flatbed side. Team flatbedding is interesting, but I see if there's 2 people on the truck, and they're talking some low numbers, and I'm like, man, and they got their channel's like as big as ours, dude. I'm just saying.
Low numbers meaning like low numbers to their bank account.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah, they're not making good money, and I don't know why. Yeah. I mean,
does Jenny have access to our private chat, Charlie?
I do. Yeah, hang on. I do.
Uh-oh.
Just a little note for the 3 of us here.
Right.
Sure.
Uh-oh, does that mean I have to read it?
No.
No, you weren't one of the 3. You weren't invited.
Oh, that might be a good thing, Jeff. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
later.
Thinking, Jenny, don't hang up right at the end.
Okay.
We should talk, Jenny.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, because that's actually a good call, Jeff. Dang, look at you being smart. I mean, you're always smart.
Well, somebody has to have the brains in this operation.
Well, so are you familiar with the concept of a creative versus an implementer, Jenny?
Yes.
Charlie is the creative in our relationship.
Yes, he's a
Which
visionary.
means that I go crazy trying to get things implemented.
See, look, I just said it right there. Anyone people think is a pet, boy, you're going to the boo-boo stores. Yep, that ain't no lie. Worst routes, nasty backhauls. I'm just saying. I mean, they make money. Don't get me wrong. I just hate going to Atlanta. And when Ida's planning, I'm just about going to Atlanta with a backhaul. 5 stores and a backhaul. The money's good. Don't get me wrong. But damn. I love her. It's okay. People look at me weird when I tell her I love her in the office that don't know me or, they're like new around. They're like, what the hell's happening here? I'm like, it's not like that, you weirdo. God.
Right. It's not like, gosh, I love you, Charlie.
And Ida will tell everybody she loves Rosie more. So it's not like Jesus. I think she's lying, but.
So why? Given that point that Rosie is loved more than you, Charlie. The reason why Ida does not have a problem sending you into Atlanta is because she knows what your shift preferences are.
Yeah,
Rosie will drive to the first store, and then Charlie gets to back into those 5 stores while Rosie
straight torture.
And Charlie cussing the whole time.
Oh my God. Nice. She said she's tested sweet baby Disha. Jesus, a few days in the last month. Yeah, Disha's another one of our good people. Love her. And look, she and I, we get some things. I'm just saying, we're like, what did we do wrong to you? I mean, tell me where I touched you inappropriately, please.
So, Sean, you haven't said anything yet. What's up, man?
I was waiting for it to clear up. I had a question earlier. I guess it got overlooked in chat, but Jenny might be able to insight me.
Sure. What you got?
My question
Great job, Charlie.
The new stuff that I read the other day on broker transparency versus whatever. I'm just kind of curious if it's real, if it's fake news. From what I gathered from what I read is brokers are no longer to take up to 50% of the load. They're going to be limited to 3%. And if this is true and this is the case, how long do you expect that the rates are going to bounce? How soon will the rates bounce?
I actually haven't heard this. I'd have to go research this. This is above my pay grade. But if that's true, that I don't think it's going to stick. I don't think it'll carry on.
Okay.
I just don't think so.
Obviously, I'm a board-based
Brokers have the right to, in my opinion, to make as much money as they can make. You have the right to request as much money as you want to make. They can say yes or no. Now, yes, there's the problem with people taking
Right.
cheap freight. I get that, but the problem is that up until now, with non-domiciled drivers, people have been paid stipends to come here and drive to help supplement the number of drivers needed. So they're paid a stipend to come here. So they're getting money even before you're getting money just for being here and driving.
Right.
Okay. So they can take those cheap freight off the load board, and they're going to continue to do so because they come here and they buy the cheapest truck they can find, held together with duct tape and dental floss, and they live in that truck. Even though they have to have a physical address, they live in that truck. They never leave that truck. They're out, for months on end doing nothing but driving like a bat out of hell, getting from one place to another, taking loads for 99 cents and $1.39 a mile, because it doesn't matter how much money they make, they're still getting a stipend too, and they're going to send all that money home to their home country where our dollar means a lot more money. So our $100 here means $1,000 in their country. Okay, so
Absolutely.
by the time their truck falls apart and stops moving and they say, okay, I'm out, I'm gone, they've sent home enough money that they can live like a king when they get back home. Okay,
Right.
so that you're not ever going to get people to quit taking cheap freight. So you're always gonna have that to battle for right now until they get rid of all this non-domiciled stuff, and then you're still probably gonna have bozos out there thinking that they're doing something doing that. But collectively, it's hard to get 3 million truck drivers on the same page to agree to something when you can't even get 300 to agree to something.
Look, you ask 10 truck drivers one question, you get 13 answers.
Exactly. Exactly. So the broker transparency thing, like I said, there's a time and a place for it. I've had to ask for it a couple of times when I've needed to know, well, who was actually the broker of record. When you ask a shipper, well, who was the broker of record, and they don't want to tell you for whatever reason, well, then I'm going to go find out by getting broker transparency and asking the FMCSA to grant broker transparency so that I can see who that is. Who the broker of record is, and then I can see who needs to be pursued for payment to see if they're going to indemnify their customer.
Yeah. Right. Well, I kind of agree with Charlie in that, it doesn't really matter to me how much that broker is making. He's obviously negotiated with the shipper for the rate that he's getting. And, as far as dollar amount he's making doesn't bother me a bit. But if he is truly taking 50%, that seems a little excessive.
Right. But
I think 3% is kind of low, but still, if that is the truth, then would the rates reflect that later?
Well, here's something you have to keep in mind is, yes, he might be making 50% on this load, but along with that customer comes some difficult lanes. Okay, so maybe he's making 50% on these 3 or 4 lanes here, but maybe this customer has some difficult lanes going into Florida or Colorado, or maybe it's a place that people don't like to go because it's hard to get into or whatever, and he always loses his butt on those lanes. He's got to make it up somewhere. So for you to say, well, he makes 50% on this lane, he might be losing 15% on this lane because he's had to eat it in order to get a truck to go in there and haul it. So it's got to offset somewhere. You can't look at it on a load by load basis. You have to look at it over the course of its whole book of business. Where is he losing money on loads? And yes, that's his fault. He can ask for more money, but if somebody else is willing to, he doesn't want to lose that customer because they have 2 difficult lanes that he's going to have to eat money on. He's going to lose a whole customer. So sometimes you're going to have that offset somewhere in order to make that money.
See, that opens my eyes a little bit. I had never thought about that aspect of it. So yeah, that makes sense.
Well, remember, Sean, when you were around when we were really digging into, we were Mr. Swift and his sidekick there for the longest time, right?
Right.
We were really digging in to try and figure out how Swift's business works. And there's some contract freight that they would take a loss on just to keep a customer.
Right, because it's a big contract. I mean, lots of loads, so
like
kept trucks rolling.
They might take a loss going from Dallas to middle of nowhere, New Mexico, but they make that up going to LA.
Right, and that's our current. I mean, our situation over here is Florida is a no zone because you get down there and there's nothing coming out. And, getting down in South Florida, now Jacksonville up in the Panhandle, up at the top, you're not too bad, even down to, mid, but coming out of there and having to drive a whole entire shift to come back out, deadhead, with no pay on deadhead miles, it's ridiculous for us to do that. So
can we put Trucker Tim's question up there, because I'd like to speak to that as well.
Which one?
This last one he said, but we don't have a trucker shortage.
Right.
Right. But we don't have a trucker shortage. Why are we paying a stipend to bring folks in from other countries? Look, the answer is we do have a trucker shortage. We don't have a CDL driver shortage. There are many people that hold CDLs, but how many people have gotten out of the business that aren't currently driving? There are lots of CDL holders out there, but a lot of them are not currently driving, either due to the market or other jobs they have or whatever. So that's why we actually do have a shortage of drivers that are actually in trucks driving right now. Yes, we have tons of CDLs out there, but a lot of them are actually in trucks. Like myself, I'm not in the truck, but I have a Class A CDL. I can get in the truck tomorrow. All I have to do is go take my health exam. I just have myself restricted right now, because that way I don't have to go get a medical, exam every 2 years, but I don't lose my CDL by not using it.
Huh, I didn't know that was an option.
Yes, it's when you go to the driver's license bureau, it's you pick whether you are I think it's called restricted, but you are restricted non-interstate, restricted interstate. Basically, it just says I promise not to use my CDL and drive commercially while I'm under restriction. If I get caught, of course, it would be a big hit to me. But that way, I don't have to keep. I was continuing to go get my health exam every 2 years to keep my CDL up, but I wasn't using it. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And then actually Sage pointed out that I could do that. I went and looked it up, and sure enough, you can do that in almost every state. Wow. You can restrict yourself and say, look, I don't want to lose my CDL. I'm just not driving right now, so I don't need to have a health exam every 2 years. Because it was silly to pay that $75.
You just have to get one prior to actually.
Right. If I wanted to go back on the road, all I have to do is go get my medical exam and then go to the license bureau and say I'm not restricted anymore, and they would take the restriction off. I'd show they'd have to pull my health card information out of the system. You can't take your health card anymore. They have to pull it from the system now. You can't take a physical card to them, so they would have to see it in the system and pull it down, and then say, yep, okay, you're good to go, you're good to roll, and they would take the restriction off my license, and then I could go full on it. But I mean, it still says CDL on it.
Hey, Tim, he said, but I thought that's why the rate stuck compared to pre-COVID. Too many drivers and not enough rate. That was the problem. That there was a glutton of capacity from the trucking side. We had all these people who decided to go out and buy all these trucks and trailers and drop them in the market, and that started the race to the bottom, right? And all of those companies, when those rates started tanking, had no backup plan, no way to recover, and did nothing.
And most of them were noted out because they spent money like it was growing on trees, because it was so plentiful then that they didn't matter if they had a boat note and a camper note and an RV note and a side by side.
Y'all tell her about me.
And but they still had to pay those notes when they came out of COVID. Right. So when they weren't able to move the freight and still pay their truck notes and pay all their other notes that they had gathered, then they, obviously had to, get out of trucking and find something that was either going to pay for their lifestyle or they were going to have to send everything back to the bank. So
Ida says she still got her CDL, but she doesn't drive.
So there was an interesting, I've talked about it before, but I don't know if I've talked to you about it, Jenny. There was an interesting thing that happened after COVID, and I went to a meeting with my bank. They held a business meeting for all of the people that had business accounts, and the trucking industry was one of the topics. So I bank at Zion's Bank, and they're very, very insanely conservative as far as giving out loans. So they weren't affected by all this, but it affected the industry as a whole. So they were talking about it. Banks that lent a lot of money to these people during COVID. And trucks, they went up by a full third as far as cost during that time.
At least.
And because rates were so high, the less conservative banks were saying, "Oh yeah, we'll get our money back. Yeah, here, have the money." Well, when things turned around and the rates took a drop, these banks, rather than repossessing trucks, literally just let people drive those trucks because they were like, we'll never get our money back out of it unless they go out and make a living. And so there was I can't remember the number, but it was a lot. It was enough to affect the lending industry.
Yeah. And that still didn't work out in their favor.
Right. Where they literally just let people default and stay in business there for a while. And
then that used truck market just plummeted along with it. And they thought, well, maybe we can make it up when we do foreclose and we can sell some of these trucks. Nope. Bath time, baby. Bath time.
Yeah. So the executive that was talking about this said that this has never before happened in the history of banking in the United States. Where institutions made a decision like that. Because you know how it normally is. I mean, Narc, if you missed, say, 5 payments on your pickup, they'd come get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just what happens.
Yep.
So, you know, it's an interesting thing.
Not to be a dead horse, because you already commented on it, but for Tim, just to put it in perspective, right? So I work for I don't know what I consider a small concrete company, and we have 280 employees, roughly. I think under 300 is like 280, and the majority of them have CDLs. But there's like 90 people in the company that do non-CDL jobs, and I think, and this is actual numbers, is I think 75 out of those 90 are CDL holders, and most of them haven't driven in years, right? But they're all active CDL holders, right? They could all, maybe some of them are on restriction or whatnot, but all of them could jump in a mixer truck, right, and drive tomorrow if they needed to. So, I mean, that's what's that? That's 1/3 of the company, right? That's because it's local and stuff, but yeah. So, you know, you could just imagine that scaling that up, right?
And Fran, you ain't wrong with your statement. Everybody knows how to make money in trucking, except a lot of truck drivers.
It's true, huh?
It's crazy. And people don't want to seek out education. They don't want to learn. They just want someone to tell them how to do it on YouTube. And they'll believe anything you tell them without any sort of facts or proof behind it.
Yep.
Great example, Jason Pote. I'm just saying, Tim Keller. So many others. Just throwing those names out there because people were following them, doing everything they said, and ran their asses into having no truck and owing some company 10, 15, 20,000 miles, just like Pope.
Yep. Right. Yep. And most of those guys aren't around right now. I mean, for obvious reasons, right? They didn't.
Where are they now?
Yeah, they didn't just disappear off of YouTube, right? They disappeared in general, right? Because they're no longer
millions, and now they took their money and they're living high on the hog. Trust me.
Well, maybe that happened to some of them.
You just got to learn how to trim the fat.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm about to pull the trigger and lease my own trailer, lease to own a trailer, because in the long run, I'm going to be paying less to lease the trailer and insure that trailer than I will be to pay the company that I'm with to pull one of their trailers. So it's to the tune of about $4,000 a year I'll save by doing that.
By the way, what's your fuel surcharge this week?
79 is what I got paid on my last load that I just delivered.
There you go. That's good.
It's per load a lot of times.
Right.
Some of the contracts are a lot less than that because they're, I guess, preferred customers and solid contracts, so the surcharge doesn't fluctuate. But when there is room for negotiation, they're usually pretty high.
Gotcha. I'm not a fan of that system because I'm so spoiled with what I have.
Right.
Because I know I can bank on it. You know, I believe over the year, you know, even though you're probably getting, you know, like those one-offs that are that high and that much higher than ours, I would be curious to match it up come end of year, right? You know what I mean? To see how they average out. Yeah. I think that'd be an interesting thing to do.
I've been averaging about $2.15 a mile since, and this is tracking it back to when I started in December. I'm averaging about $2.15 a mile. I don't know what the average of surcharge is, but again, it's hit and miss. It depends on the load and what the load is, but that 79 cents a mile on that surcharge on that particular load was only a 550 mile load, and the surcharge was, you know, $497, and I think I put $300 worth of fuel in my truck.
Right.
So that helps. And then there's those when it just totally just does not align up. So it's hit and miss both ways. It kind of balances out. I'm doing okay. I'm not killing it, but I'm doing okay. I'm a whole lot less stressed and a whole lot more happy. So.
Right.
Hey, are you in Indiana or something?
What was that?
Watching them bounce.
Are you in Indiana or something?
No, I'm actually in Arkansas, headed to the house bobtail.
Oh, that's just as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That phone's on a pretty loose mount right now, if that's what you're talking about.
Why are you talking about our roads up here in Indiana? There's nothing wrong with them. They're getting ready to charge you, stupid truck drivers, more for destroying my roads.
There are videos where people have their dash cam footage of making the crossover between Ohio and Indiana and what the difference in the roads are.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to be fair, I-70 is the worst.
Yes.
By far, I-70, that road is just, it's hammered up.
Yeah, I did a lot of miles on I-70 last week.
Fran said they need to be over here listening to us guys. You've been at one company and you're prospering. They've been all over the place and still can't make it, whether it's percentage or mileage. Fran, thank you. Look, and look, full transparency, me and Fran used to butt heads for some reason. I don't even know why. I don't remember why. I remember there was some tension between us, but you know, not to hold on to old stuff, right? But I think that there's value in knowing that. I mean, that's how Jeff and I became buddies. We were diabolically opposed to each other for a short period there. You know, like, who's that guy? Well, who's that guy, right? You know, he don't know nothing, and then we start looking.
And then they decided to keep their enemies closer, and then look at them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
it's just we had different goals, different business models. You know, even though we were at the same carrier, we had different business models, different philosophies.
And speaking we were to something along those lines, I've been, you know, everybody knows I've been everywhere. I've been several companies. Not been quite as bad as Poe, but yeah. And looking back over it all, I don't think that I'm doing super better where I'm at or really less than where I was. It's that it's just my preference.
You're much
I
more
prefer to run the way I'm running now. I have more control over what I do, and the money's about the same. I mean, when it all boils down to it, the bills are getting paid at home. I'm still out here running, and it's great.
Right.
Well, you aren't calling me every other day saying, "I'm done, man. Screw this."
Right.
Yeah, no. I'm actually moving forward. You know, I'm looking at getting this trailer 3 years from now, having that trailer paid for, and maybe buying 2 acres of land somewhere out where my house is, and then looking at buying a flatbed as well, so that I can cover both markets. When dry van slows down, I jump on the flatbed, vice versa. I'm trying to make the best out of this, and
yeah, no doubt.
I don't know. I'm really sore today because I had a driver assist unload yesterday that kicked my butt. I feel like I went to the gym.
That nonsense, Sean. What the hell?
Right. You know.
Good God.
Pool furniture. Who knew?
Oh man, that light stuff adds up quick.
That 100-pound umbrella stand that I didn't know was 100 pounds, and I just went to yank it off of the stack, and it hit the floor and missed my toes by about a half an inch. I'm like,
yeah,
wait,
you don't realize
it's
a freaking barbell plate.
Right. Yeah, man, why didn't you tell me that was heavy? Because everything else was light.
I delivered it in New Orleans a couple of weeks ago, and I actually sent pictures of it to Charlie.
Oh, it was terrible.
They had no dock. I was on the street. Had to tailgate on the street.
Yeah. No.
That's pretty much what we did. I mean, we were tailgating in apartments and trying to get a 53-foot trailer in some of these apartment complexes is it's fun.
No, I just want to say that I think you're on to a good path for yourself, and I am happy to hear that 100%.
Yeah.
Because look, let's be clear and fair. Jeff and I have given Sean so much of a hard time over the years. It is ridiculous. Like he was our
become a pastime.
Yeah.
It's become a pastime.
I mean, Jeff would be like, "Hey, we got this guy that did this thing," and I'd be like, "Sean, what?" I mean, I would absolutely call him out, without hesitation. But I also knew that Sean wouldn't tell us things if he wasn't okay with us sharing it, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
And he understood that, you know, the vast mistakes that Sean was making. Some of those were things we said, "Hey, Sean, maybe that's not a good idea," and he'd come back going, "Hey, bro, you were right. Damn it."
That wasn't a good idea.
You know, but sometimes we all got to learn by getting punched in the face, right?
But we don't know what we don't know. I always reiterate that. You don't know what you don't know, and especially in this industry, I can decide tomorrow. If I'm a school teacher today, I can decide tomorrow, hey, I want to go drive a truck. I can go get my CDL. Right. But if I've never had anybody in my family that's been in trucking, and I've never done trucking, and I don't know anybody in trucking, I just decide I want to travel and be a truck driver. Right. Then I don't know what I don't know, because I don't know it's wrong to park on the fuel pump and go take a shower. I don't know these things. If you don't tell me these things, you would think it's common sense, but common sense isn't really that common anymore either.
So there's this group I'm involved in.
Oh God.
Contractors Corner. I mean.
Oh
no, I don't.
I'll take care of you.
It's a group that I'm kind of surprised they let me in, but they did. But anyway, so it is common for people to ask advice that are new. And one of the common things I'll see them say is, I'm going to go get my CDLs.
My CDLs.
What school should I go to get my CDLs? I just got my CDLs. And it's just like, and they always get
add in the hair follicle stuff.
Oh, and a very common question in this group. I have to be careful, Charlie.
Yep.
Hey, does this company do hair follicle? I don't know that I could pass a hair follicle. I could do urine okay, but I don't know if I pass a hair follicle. And I'm like, dude, maybe you should get your life squared away before you go get your CDLs.
I don't know. A hair follicle depends on how long your hair is. Let's see. How many years ago?
Jenny, I did some research on this, and I don't know how many people are aware of this, but hair follicle tests are not accepted by FMCSA. They don't accept a hair follicle test as a legitimate test. And I found out the reason is that there's about a 15% false positive rate on those tests.
Yeah, if you eat a lot of poppy seed dressing and a lot of poppy seed.
Well, bagels. It's worse than that. you have dark hair. That's a factor. If you have darker hair, you have a higher likelihood of popping hot on a false positive.
I am hot though, so I can understand what.
Oh shit!
Yeah, baby.
I didn't know that.
There it is.
Open that door up, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Now I have to mention my custom Western Star to bring the heat down.
I also need to mention this is 2 weeks now I've watched the show, and Narc just ain't Narc without the glasses.
I know.
I agree.
What is the different person on this show?
Yeah, we're good. This is what do you call it? G-rated. This is a G-rated.
And like we're adulting and stuff for the most part.
Yeah,
we'll call it PG-13. I don't think it's
PG-13. Wet squirrel.
Right.
I feel like the wet squirrels hit me on a regular basis, but whatever.
I mean, if Donna had her way, it would be PG for sure.
Oh,
right. Yeah, no 13 at all.
I mean, we're approaching up on NC-17, really.
Yeah.
I haven't asked Jenny to take her shirt off yet, so stop it. God. What?
He said yet, folks. He said yet.
Charlie deleted himself.
That's why he wants you not to hang up after the show.
I'm not putting time out again.
That's twice in one show, Charlie.
Deleted himself.
You got to quit moving Jenny to the side. We need her between us all. I'm just saying, pivot man. Nothing. I don't know.
My CB handle used to be dumpling. Okay, my CB handle was dumpling, and I used to say there's plenty of dumplings to go around. Right?
How precious is that?
Yep.
God.
But anyway, Charlie, I sent you a messenger message earlier. Did you see that, or are you just not in the Facebooks?
Well, I saw. Refresh me. What did I see?
The new pictures of the truck today.
Yes.
Just your opinion. What do you think?
I like the graphics. Look, see, you thought
too.
I didn't really see it, huh?
I hadn't looked to see if you even viewed it. I'm just asking.
I did just before the show.
Cool.
I liked it. Dude, I have not been on Facebook hardly at all lately. Seriously, man. I've been checked out of the world for the most part on the social stuff.
Which is really too bad because I've been tagging Charlie in the most annoying videos.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you're in that group.
Facebook.
That is actually a guy in Louisville, Kentucky that does it out of his house. And he does a lot for our company. But but he'll do it for anybody, and he's very reasonably priced. To have that made up and everything else. Now, granted, my door, my actual logo was ChatGPT made that for me, but everything else and his blending it all in and matching them up was all. It was $250 to decal the whole truck, and that was also removing some of the.
That's
old
not bad,
stickers
bro.
that were on it. It's not.
All right, let's see the truck. Put it up here.
That's really good.
God.
Oh my God.
Charlie's oh God.
Oh, we got.
Hey, well, Charlie's pulling that up. We talked about this a bunch last week, and you were talking because I saw it this week. Jenny, I think you were in the Discord. We were talking about this. After MAPS last week, I don't know. I know there was a bunch of people talking about the after treatment, right? Sean Duffy and they were talking about it at MAPS. But a bunch of the big YouTubers, I don't call out their names, but one of them has a foreign. I don't even know how to say it. It doesn't matter. We'll just say it. His mother trucker, right, put out a video saying it's now legal to delete your trucks. There was a couple other larger YouTubers. Yeah. Now he does a lot of clickbait titles. That's one reason I'm not a big fan of him. But one of his titles, it was on Monday after match. It was last week. His FMCSA says it is now legal to.
It's not legal to delete it. They're just not test checking.
Yes, and so just FYI, people, don't if you're seeing that, do not go and get a wild hair and call the local shop and tell them to delete your shit because it's not legal.
Right.
We talked about this last week, so I'm not going to reiterate it. But I thought it was funny that I saw that this on Monday, and I saw it from 3 other people. None of them as big as him, but I saw it from 3 other people that did the same video because they obviously heard and saw the same stuff last week at Matt's.
It does look good, Sean.
Yeah, it looks good. I think it looks awesome.
I just put you on blast, but whatever.
Yeah.
Hey.
Get over it.
Nice.
Ida, Lord help me. I've had so many people that she wanted to hire but couldn't because of the hair test. Look, Lake City, Florida.
Probably a bad area, huh?
Good God, man. That's the problem with Target in general. They try to hire warehouse people and they're all okay. They probably run a forklift great. And then they can't pass a drug test. I'm just saying.
So another question. When I run out of hours, 45 minutes from my house, can I PC the rest of the way?
You shut up.
So it depends. Are you under a load?
I am absolutely. I'm not under a load. I'm not dispatched on a load. I am actually going home.
You should have been on
Bobtail
when you left if you were going to do that.
I've got the time. I've got the clock.
No, he can't, Jenny.
No, because that extends my.
Oh.
Even though
I'm still regarding the hours of service.
You're right. You could PC if you still had hours left.
It cannot be used to extend your day, even if it's just driving you home.
Right. Yep. But I had to say that.
Oops.
Well, there's the answer then, folks. No, don't do it. Don't look, Ethel. It's illegal.
Don't do it.
Charlie, you and I talked about this because there was a question about that on another Facebook group.
Right.
I'm 10 minutes from whatever. Oh, no, it was that guy that you rescued.
Yeah.
There was literally a truck stop at the exit out of hours. And I'm like, I'd just take the violation and go park.
Right.
Right.
I mean, your chances of getting caught at that point, let's be real.
And even if you did get caught, Charlie, it's an easy explanation.
Right.
Hey, man, what can I tell you? I screwed up.
Well, the other thing is, I would think for a safety reason, they would prefer that you get into the parking lot and park rather than be on the ramp or whatever.
On a high-speed off-ramp, right.
Right. So let's go ahead. Look, I was out of hours, yes, but I'm just parking at this truck stop right here. I'm in the truck stop.
Boy, did I enjoy that.
Well, years ago, I got a hours of service violation. Years ago. And it was because I delivered in Chicago, and it was later in the day. On my way to try and find parking, I came across 3 big truck accidents in Chicago proper. Totally ran me out of time. This is when we were on paper logs, guys. So okay, not always, but once I figured out how to run my business, I always logged what I did and did what I logged regardless. So back then you scanned your logs in, and then the system would flag it if it saw a problem, and the safety guy would look at it, right? So I get called in for a log class. And I kid you not, this was Swift back in like 2007, 2008. It was a bit different back then.
Right.
The safety director down in Fontana, California, that's where I took my log class. He prints out my logs and he's like, so you went over by about 45 minutes on your 11. And I see that you documented every time you tried to park.
Right.
But I'm looking at your mileage. Why were you out of service? Why did you go over on your logs? He was literally asking me, why didn't you cheat on your logs?
Right.
And I looked at him, well, so I'm a mentor. I didn't have a student that run, but I'm a mentor because, if I had a student, I would just put him in the seat. I'm a mentor, man. I got to teach these guys how to do it right. And that is the correct way to do it. Yes, I take a log violation, but there was nothing I could do about it, man. And he looks at me and goes, well, it sounds like you know what you're doing, so I don't think you need to take the class. But he was really just in consternation as to why I would log it that way.
Right. Back when we used to average miles to drive time.
Yeah, my mentor absolutely didn't teach me how to do that.
Exit 159 on the right to I-440.
So hey, now you shut up.
I know, right? God, Sean. Like I just said, methany, or I will throw in methu, in running a forklift, nearly running them over every day as they walk to the warehouse. I'm just saying it's a thing. Good God. Trigger Tim, easy explanation. Last two places I pulled into were full. Absolutely. Annotate this stuff. That's all
I mean, it was even, I chose to go westbound instead of eastbound because eastbound, obviously, that Patron stuff is full by 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I stopped at the Loves, no parking, and I tagged it. Looked for parking, no parking at the Loves. Stopped at the rest area, no parking, tagged it. I actually ended all the way out at Morris before I found parking. But I tagged every time I stopped to try and find parking. I figured that was the way to do it.
Hey, on Craig's thing here, he said guys are also starting to get messages for log violations, sending empty and loaded calls on duty. Off duty, excuse me. He threw me off with the 2 letters. So I've got a thing going on with my logs right now because Rosie and I run a team, right? And I had this problem way back when. And now every time I send an arrival or a departure, or I send a departure from a stop, it's telling me that I need to go back and correct my logs. And I'm like, no, Jeff can tell you, I am on duty from the time I start my day to the time I end my day.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless I legitimately stop to take a nap, or I'm going to be out of the truck for like an hour or something like that. We go and have lunch or something like that, right? I log those. If I'm working, I am on duty, whether I'm unloading at a store. Of course, I'm driving on duty, right? All those things. So there's something wrong with the logging system at present, and I don't know what the hell it is. They fixed it before. They need to fix it again, because I used to get like all kinds of points put against me because Rosie would show up at our first store and hit our little arrival button while she's on duty, right? And then she would do her post trip and jump in the sleeper berth. Then I would log in, an hour or 2 hours later and say, oh, I'm here. I do my pre-trip. I make my store delivery, and then I send the departure from that store. And they're like, well, you never sent an arrival. I'm like, because I didn't arrive. My wife did. Mm-hmm. Why would I reset that clock? Because the clock for detention is based on the first arrival message sent, as long as you're at the right location.
Right.
If I send in another one, that now moves that clock forward, and I could potentially lose detention time if we're held for too long, right? So they need to fix it, because that's BS.
Yeah, it's BS.
Bring it up in your next board meeting, Charlie, when you meet with the board.
Right. Oh God. Let's see real quick. We're getting ready to wrap this thing. Message automated within 5-10 minutes. Yep. Yeah, okay, there's too much. I can't do it.
So that's still a thing. Real quick, Timothy Ransom. He knows there was about 20 contractors almost lost their contract out of the Phoenix terminal for abusing PC. Guys, don't do that.
Right?
the Swift, for all its failings or whatever, they're pretty clear on use that PC properly.
I mean, for Dollar General, you weren't even allowed to put your truck in PC. There was no PC.
Yeah, I don't have PC at Panther. The way I have to do it is, if a customer runs me out of time, I have to call Panther and they will put me on PC.
Yep. A lot of them, well, I don't know, maybe they still do, but a lot of companies did that. Is you had to call them and get the clear, right? They would log you, they would put you in the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I assume that's covering their ass, I would assume, but neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But Ida, real quick, she said and she said, I'm first seat. If second seat does not log out, it's flagging it as an issue. And that is, I hope you know that is broken, because while Rosie is on the truck in the sleeper berth, she can't actually log out of the system, because then it says that she's not on the truck, which is not true.
And you must stay logged in.
She is in a sleeper berth status. She is not the driver on duty. It shows me as the driver on duty, so I have all 4 choices, not just 3. And she's showing in sleeper, so it's broken. I'm just saying, throw that out there. Pull up my logs, you'll see, or my messages. You'll see all my damn messages. Every time I left a stop last week, I was getting hit by those stupid things, and I'm like, whatever, I'm ignoring you.
Yep.
I'll fight. But yeah, so all right. With that said, hey Jenny, you're awesome. Don't leave, like I said. Narc, you're pretty awesome too, bro. Sean Pound, I mean, I love you, man. We're gonna get the heck out of here.
For the next 2 weeks,
next week at 6
I'll be
p.m.
broadcasting
Tuesday.
with Narc.
Right. Apparently, Jenny and Narc are going to be here every week for the next couple of weeks. They told us this earlier.
Wait, 2 weeks? I didn't sign. I signed up for 1 week.
Bro, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, listen, my new schedule is I take naps at like 5:30.
You better listen to Jenny. Apparently, you're within arm's reach right now.
Yeah, I know. I am.
Not yet.
No, not yet, but yeah, coming up.
Oh, look, Sean left. Love you, Sean.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
So, all right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Jeff, go ahead, say your thing.
Hey, keep that rubber side down, and remember, with no action, there is no traction. So get after it.
Look after each other. There's no one out there looking after us but us. Jenny, we love you. Narc, I love you too, man. I'm just saying. I'd hug you, bro. We'd hug it out. I'm just saying.
Hell yeah.
I just realized I got no pit stick on, and it's a little offensive. Come home. All right. Y'all be good. We'll see you next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, we're just going to push buttons.